Hey guys, happy holidays. Welcome back to my channel. If you are interested in seeing how I made this beautiful turkey breast, then continue watching the video for that delicious recipe. To make this recipe, you are going to be needing 4 potatoes, and I am using 4 carrots. I have some garlic herb butter that I'll be using. I do have a video up in the channel showing you guys how to make garlic herb butter. So check the card that just came up. You need an onion. I have 1 lime, and I'll be using about a teaspoon to 2 teaspoons of the seasoning. I have poultry seasoning, and I have 2 teaspoons of Haitian Epis. I do have a video up in this channel showing you guys how I make the Epis as well. So check the card again that just came up. Some Old Bay seasoning, garlic powder, onion powder, of course my Slap Your Mama seasoning, and I'll be using some paprika and some Italian seasoning, and I have a little bit of sour orange juice that I'll be using. If you don't have that, you can just stick to that lime juice. And this is the turkey breast that I will be cooking. I cut it out of a whole turkey, but I'll explain that in more details as we get more into the video. And of course, you are going to be needing some salt and pepper to taste. Don't forget to check the description box where I will list everything I use in this video. So let's get cooking, guys. Okay. First thing I want you guys to know is that I always season and clean every meat that I use with lime. So what you're going to do is cut the lime and kind of just take it and rub it all over the meat. Just kind of scrub it and then rinse it under some really hot water. I already went ahead and did that step just because I didn't want to move the camera to my sink. So now what we are going to do is make some cut into that meat. Like I said, my meat is already clean, just so some of that seasoning can get in there properly. Make sure you don't cut the skin off though. Okay. Just like that. And now let me put this knife somewhere. And now we are going to take the Haitian Epis. Actually, let me take the dry seasoning first, because once I put that Epis in there, I know my hands is going to be dirty. So I'm going to be using about 2 teaspoons of the Italian seasoning. Remember, I said we're going to be using about 1 to 2 teaspoons of each of these. Some I might use 1, some I will use 2. Check the description box as always. That's why I always list the exact measurement for you guys, okay? And that's 2 teaspoons of paprika. And I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of the garlic powder. You know what? We're going to do 2 teaspoons of all, just because I want this to be nice and seasoned. So 2 teaspoons of that, and that Old Bay seasoning, which I love, love, love. We want this to be super, super delicious. I know some people, not everybody is going to do a whole turkey. And some people only have like a family of 2. You don't really necessarily have to go buy a whole turkey. So this recipe is for you. Or people who don't like turkey, period. And that poultry seasoning. Just like that. And I am going to go in with 1 teaspoon and then 2 teaspoons of that sour orange juice. Again, if you don't have that, you can use lime juice or even lemon juice will do the job. And I totally forgot to grab some olive oil, but this is the Haitian Epis. Let me grab some olive oil really quick. All right, here's my olive oil. I'm going to put 1 to 2 teaspoons of that on there as well. And of course, some black pepper. Oh, this is going to be good. And our salt. Remember, some of those spices does have salt in there, so be careful with the salt. So we're going to be about to do about 1.5 teaspoons of that salt. So now using clean hands, of course, you want to rub everything in. We are going to save the butter after our turkey breast is nicely seasoned. That's when we're going to melt our butter to put on top when we are baking it. So just rub it everywhere. And I remove as much of the fat as I could possibly can. All right, all that seasoning is going to make you cough, sis. So just be prepared. Take the skin, fold it over. This was a surprisingly highly requested video. A lot of you guys must eat turkey breasts instead of buying a whole turkey. And another thing, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I did cut this breast out of a whole turkey I purchased. Just because during Thanksgiving, I like to make one whole turkey, and I also like to make some Haitian fried turkey as well, which I do have the video up in this channel for you guys as well. So check the card that just came up to see if you can, how you can fry your turkey Haitian style if you're not into making a whole turkey. And I do have a whole turkey video as well, and it is not dry. I promise you guys, if you follow my recipe, you will not be eating dry turkey. I want to use a little more paprika. Oh, I barely have enough. So let's say on the paprika, it's about 2.5 teaspoons total, okay? So now we are going to place this in the fridge for 24 hours, and it is going to be gorgeous and beautiful by the time we are ready to bake this. One last thing, before you put it in the fridge, you want to grab a fork and just poke it all over so we can make extra pockets for that seasoning to get in. So just poke it all over, and then now we can put it in the fridge for 24 hours. Now you want to make sure you cut up all your vegetables, and I'm going to go in with the onion, try to break them apart as much as you can. Meanwhile, you want to preheat your oven to 290 degrees because we are going to throw it in the oven for about 1.5 hours at that temperature before we increase the temperature. So this is just my onions. I'm not putting any herbs or anything in this because it's just a turkey breast and I have plenty of herbs in my herb butter. So now all I'm doing is sprinkling a little bit of olive oil just so my potatoes are not going to be dry. And just put a little bit of onion powder and garlic powder, not much, about 1/2 teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. Nothing too crazy. Y'all see that? We're gonna act like we didn't see that, okay? And put some salt. I really hope you guys try this recipe, even if not for Thanksgiving, even if it's just for Christmas or something. And now we are going to mix everything, and I am going to drizzle a little bit of that butter sauce. That's going to be so good. That is so crazy. And just mix everything. And you're going to be needing a piece of foil paper as well. I think I forgot to mention that. And now this is the star. We are going to grab the turkey breast and bring in all that extra flavor all over. We're not trying to waste anything, guys. This is hard times, so no wasting. All right, so now I'm going to just take my finger and just, oh my goodness, look at that. And just drizzle that butter all over the turkey. So instead of like when I make a whole turkey, I insert the butter under the skin, but this one we are just, I melted the butter and just drop it right on top. Let me go rinse my hands real quick before we cover it with that foil. You want to grab 2 pieces of foil, and we are going to cover it up Again, we are cooking this for an hour and a half covered. Then we are going to uncover it and cook it for another hour and a half. After an hour and 30 minutes, I am going to remove that foil and go ahead and turn up that temperature of your oven to 350 degrees and take some of that liquid to just baste the top. That way it is not going to be dry at all. And remember, mine does have bone in it. If you remove the bone, of course, it will be nice and flat for you. But I love the flavor of the bone in any meat, to be honest. Some of that liquid looks so good already. I am going to taste it just a little bit. Make sure the salt is good. Of course, I already know it's good. And now we are going to put it back in the oven without that cover for another hour and 20 or an hour and 30 minutes or until it's nice and golden brown. All right, guys, our turkey breast is all done. I did let it rest for like 20 minutes. I put the foil back on top once it came out of the oven and just let it rest for a good 20 minutes so the juice can run out of it nice and delicious. So now I'm going to grab a knife and I am going to cut on the side here. And I did insert a thermometer and it read 165 degrees, so I know that it's done. But I'll give you guys a look also. As you can see, beautiful. Of course, we have to taste. Let me cut a little piece here. One tip though, if you are not comfortable not having any chicken stock or vegetable stock on there, I would advise you to put maybe 1 cup of chicken stock or vegetable stock. That way it don't dry out on you, because I did baste it every 30 minutes with that same liquid. Just I'll show you exactly what I did. I just grabbed some of that liquid, scooped some out, and just baste the top of that turkey so that it wasn't dry. So I'm going to taste a piece. I mean, I already know it's gonna be good, so it's really good, nice and tender. Perfect, not dry at all. So I hope you guys do try this recipe this holiday. But this will do it for this video. If you haven't followed us, please go follow us on all our social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Click that notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload. I do have more videos coming up for the Christmas holidays. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you for watching. Please share the videos with your loved ones. I will see you in my next video. Please continue to stay safe. Bye-bye.